Hello and welcome back to Granted Gardens. Today we're going to do something that I've talked a lot about. We're going to make fire cider. So some people have seen some of my videos on my personal Facebook page of me talking about fire cider and have asked what the benefits would be to it. So basically, this little concoction that we'll put together is something that's really great for you to just take a little sip of. If you feel like you're coming down with something, or if maybe you went to a family event and someone was sick and you just want to make sure that you don't get that cold from them, this kind of mix is just something that helps kind of kickstart your body, get your blood flowing, and helps you fight off the opportunity or maybe fight off a cold that you already have. So right now I kind of have everything set up to get started, but I wanted to walk you through everything that you would need to make fire cider. So over here we're going to start with, we've got some honey. We've had quite a few honey jars, so we're trying to use up some stuff. Honey, ginger root, we have rosemary and thyme that I picked from the garden today, onions, garlic, lime and a lemon, 2 jalapenos. We want turmeric, cayenne pepper, apple cider vinegar. And then some things that you'll need, we're using a cheese grater just to zest some of the fruits that we have. And then you need some jars, and we're going to be using the self-burping lids for this, but you can use coffee filters and a rubber band if that's all you have. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up some of this stuff. You don't have to put too much effort into chopping. It's kind of a rough estimate as to what you're putting in, so don't stress on how you're doing the preparation. You're going to end up straining everything out anyways. So I'll get everything chopped up and I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done. Okay, so once you've have everything fairly well chopped up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add it into our jars. So I have 2-quart jars here, and the recipe that I use, that I go off of, is actually going to be quite enough for these two, so I'm just going to split everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just put everything in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty, because you're going to end up draining all this out. And then I do also want to mention that you can get creative with what you add to this. I kind of like having a recipe and rules to follow, so I've stuck to this one. It works for me. But there's a lot of different recipes of fire cider out there. And doing some research, I've seen people put all kinds of different stuff in, so feel free to do whatever you like. So I've got my rosemary and thyme. I'm just going to split them up, put them in, my ginger, and like I said, just roughly divide up what I have chopped up here and just toss it into your jars. Now this recipe that I have is from the kitchen of Roots and Refuge Farm. That was my first fire cider recipe that I had, and like I said, I used it and I really like it. I'm happy with the way it turns out. So I'm gonna stick to that recipe. My onions, you can see, aren't finely chopped at all. We're just gonna go ahead and slip them in here. Try and divide up as equally as you can, or you can put obviously all of this in a larger jar. And then all the garlic. Garlic's probably one of the more important parts to all of this. Okay, so then we've got our limes. So I'm gonna zest with my cheese grater. Get a little bit of zest in there if you can. Mine is gonna come in from here. And then you want to squeeze this. And then we want to squeeze as much juice as we can into our jar here. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the lemon. And then we're going to do the same thing in this jar. All right. Now, I'm just gonna rinse my hands. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and add in our turmeric. So we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of turmeric total, but obviously I'm gonna divide it up into my jars. Try and do that without getting turmeric on me. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And again, divide that up. I'm making a mess, there we go. And then last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and add some honey for flavor. I'm gonna try and use up this jar. You can add as much or as little as you want. About a tablespoon of each there, but we'll use this jar up. Yummy. Then once you have something that looks like this, you're just going to cover all of the things that you have in those jars with apple cider vinegar. So you just want to make sure that everything is covered well. My eyes are burning. And just fill it up. Then you want to take a damp cloth and just clean it up a little bit. And I'm actually, where'd that spoon go? I'm gonna just make sure we got everything pushed under really well. Mix it up a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and we have these special lids that burp themselves, but you can use regular lids as long as you're sure to burp them every couple days or so. And then you're just gonna let these guys sit out in a non-sunny place. So we usually put everything back here in the corner, and you're gonna let them ferment for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, you're gonna take them out. You're gonna strain all of the chunks out of them. The liquid is what you're going to save. After 6 weeks, you're gonna get something that's gonna look a little bit like this. So it's really just a yellow liquid with a pretty strong smell to it. And what I do is anytime during flu season, or if I know I've come in contact with someone that's sick, or if I start to get a scratchy throat or not feeling good, I just take a shot of this. So here goes. I think I'm getting used to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.